Hello and welcome to my channel. What's my channel? Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name is Rochelle and I am doing a reading for Aries in all placements, and it's timeless in general, so take what resonates. Um, I did a collective reading yesterday that was so much fun. I'm just gonna do the same spread for all the signs. Starting with you, Aries. But where do I begin? You're always my guinea pig. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with my tried and true elemental oracle. Love this deck. And we're just gonna see what comes out. What do we need to know for Aries? We've got dark matter and mystery. 38. Fire and ignition. Number 8. There's Lioness Kitty Cat and the sun. Good morning, you guys. And snow and silence. 34. This is interesting. Um, right now, there's some kind of, you know what? before I start speaking to this, I'm going to read from my book because I was flipping through this book the other day, which I had never done before, and I think there's something here with this dark matter. Um, oh, that's right. So what it says is the world still has mystery, and this is a fine thing. Just because you cannot see it doesn't mean it is not there. You do not have to know the details of everything. Some things are better not revealed at this time. Have faith. And this idea that dark matter is something that it it binds everything, but we can't see it, but it's still there. Um, there's some kind of hidden force, unseen force that is at play here. But it's a mystery. You don't know what's coming out of this, except that there is definite transformation. I mean, there's butterflies all over the place here. Oh, there's Mojo Tarot. Good morning. Thanks for being here. So, so there's something mysterious, something that you don't see yet, you don't know yet, but it's building within you with this ignition and fire. Or it's like maybe one of the reasons you don't know the full story yet, you don't see the full picture, or there's something that you're holding back because she's got the butterfly over her mouth. So it could be something that you are beginning, or you're thinking of launching or hatching, or something that you want to get going, but you're not sharing this with people right now. So something you're keeping to yourself because you're in the process of um just kind of going with this kind of energy of inspiration, with this fire and ignition. You're getting something started. You're turning on that engine, but it's not time to go yet. You got to wait and let the engine warm up a little bit first with this silence and snow. Something is percolating here, or is going to be. So going with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Hey, there's Rebecca. Hello and good morning. Okay, so we've got creation, Beaver Moon, 39. Balance, 19. Peace, 28. Hmm. So, yeah, yeah. See, the there's blueprints here. There's something that you are preparing for. You're doing research. You're getting into the f- the details of something. You're hatching, like I said, you're hatching some kind of plan. You have some kind of idea, and you're working on this idea. And this idea, you might feel intuitively that it is going to bring you into balance. It could also be where as you start to do this, everything starts to fall into place. You're using your intuition, and um she's got the cloud over her. She can't see with her physical eyes, but there's all the moons around her. So like I said, using your intuition, but there's also there's a cycle that's happening here, because these are all the different moon cycles. There's a period of time, a period of development. You create the blueprints, but then you have to actually build. This came up maybe yesterday in the collective read. Um, and once you build and you come into balance, or as you build, yeah, as you build, everything just kind of makes sense. As you start revving that engine, it's you're feeling more and more power and energy going into something, and this is it's either going to bring you a lot of peace, or you're finding this place, this peaceful, serene. You're creating this bubble around you where you it's your happy place. It's where you go to retreat. It's where you go to recharge. It's where you go to not just recharge, but stoke the fire. Get that thing burning. Get the bonfire going. But I don't know, maybe it's like you regularly need periods of quiet and rest, going within, time for yourself, solitude. Um yeah, I'm going to go with the Voice of the Souls oracle. Mirror effect. Lucky number 13. Repression. 22. Both of these break down to a 4. Free message. 39. Oh, interesting. Which is 39 is also this creation. So this free message has to do with you building, you or not building. It's about, okay, so hang on. um the mirror effect immediately makes me think of something that I say quite often, which is our outer world always reflects what's going on within us, always reflects our inner world. And there is, it's like something has been reflected back to you, having to do with maybe how you've repressed yourself, repressed your desires, repressed some part of you that you didn't feel was, I don't know, acceptable, or you were led to believe was, I don't know, yeah, not somehow this repression, it's like you maybe have been seeing something for a long time, but you didn't want to admit that it was not not healthy, or not yeah, whatever there was something that you've been ignoring or had been ignoring, and this kind, you kind of have this wake up call, you kind of have this new understanding, you get this I don't know, download, or this new idea, this understanding something in a new way, where you're like, I'm not happy with what I've already built. It's time for something new. I'm not happy with what's being reflected back at me. And whatever you've been repressing, which is some kind of, it's some kind of desire. It's something that is um it, it it's kind of been lying dormant within you. Maybe it's something that you entertained once upon a time, but for whatever reason felt like you had to repress it. This is very common for people, as a child, you're like, I'm going to do all these things. And then people come along and are like, you can't do that. You're too this, you're not enough that, whatever. And we believe them, when really they're just reflecting their own um, fears and setbacks onto us. But we take it on as if it's our own. So whatever this is, you're like, oh, okay, I've been repressing this thing. I don't like what I'm seeing in my outer world, or I'm somehow something's being reflected that is making me realize that it's time to rebuild. It's time to create something from scratch that is more in line. It's more in line with who you are, with what you want. So yeah, pick some cards from the Moonology deck. Surrender to the divine. Full moon. Excuse me. Surrender to the divine. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. And this is so interesting because this free message is the skull of what looks like a ram. So this is all about you. I mean, it's time to take action, Aries. You start that engine, you get it revved up, you get the engine warm, and you go pedal to the metal. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Yeah. Yeah, I think that whatever this is that you're doing, it's so near and dear to your heart that there is some fear here. This is a part of the repression, I think, is that you don't want to share something with the world or do something because it leaves you feeling very vulnerable because it is so meaningful to you. But this is exactly what you are meant to do. This is why these two cards, the peace and the silence and the snow, this is you working through your fears as you get going, as you take action and surrendering to the divine, which simply means getting into an energy of trusting that things are happening in your favor, having faith that it is going to work out, even though you don't see evidence of that yet. It's those times when we're unclear, unsure, in pain, you know, grappling with our fear. Those are the times when we need faith the most. That's the time when we say, okay, I know that I've made it through 100% of my worst days already. So there's a very good likelihood I'm going to make it through this too. And then you do. And there's evidence of this throughout your life. And so you're paying attention to this, taking time to go within to really get back to that inner peace. So I this one? No. I want my spirit animal oracle. We've got mouse spirit 40, tend to the small things. The one card in this deck that my cat's got right in the corner, which I just think is hilarious. Um, Tend to the small things. You have to tend to the details in order to you have to focus on the details in order to create something that is going to be long lasting. It's about fleshing out an idea, dotting your i's and crossing your t's. Wait, that's not where that goes. Ugh. Panther spirit, reclaim your power. And now we have 44. So there's a bunch of fours showing up now. Um, and 44 breaks down to an 8, which is also fire and ignition. Reclaim your power. Your power lies in this thing, this creation, whatever it is you're doing. And parrot spirit, watch your words. 45. Remember that your words have a lot of power. And so it's one of the four agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, which is be impeccable with your word. Speak the truth, speak honestly, speak kindly, speak authentically. Did I say honestly? Yeah, honestly, but also kindly. Anyway, reclaiming your power. It's like it's like as you rise to power, there may be a part of you that wants to how do I say it? Um it's like if you've been hurt, you end up kind of being more on feeling more defensive because you know, you're like, I don't want to let that happen to me again. It's a form of self-protection, which is good to do, but you want to not come across as like pushing away or defensive or harsh. It's more like, okay, I'm going to take these lessons that I've learned, carry them with me, keep them in my tool belt as a reminder, but um I don't need to. It's like worrying you're going to get hurt, but really the only time we ever get hurt is when we allow ourselves to get hurt. And I know that sounds really simplistic. um it's not an easy thing to remember. But you know, we always have control, even when we feel like we don't, of what what we allow into our lives. This has been a very a very big lesson for me personally. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Osho Zen Tarot. Intensity. Dang. This is the I think that's the Page of Fire. Intensity, ignition and fire. We've got all this fire and passion and just laser focus, maturity. Oh, I love this. Maturity, which is the Ace of Rainbows, Ace of Pentacles. Ace. And suppression, 10 of Fire. And isn't that interesting? Wait, where? Oh, suppression and repression. You don't want to repress, you don't want to suppress. It's what keeps you bound, it's what keeps you stuck. You gotta just let it out. Sort of like Pandora's box. um, because when you stuff energy away, when you push energy down, energy wants to move. If energy gets stagnant, it causes problems. It can cause literal physical problems in your body, disease and that kind of thing. It can cause, you know, a lot of emotional and mental difficulties. There's a need to get really honest with yourself about the fears. This suppression has to do with the fears that you are working through. Um so yeah, so we have this intensity and maturity. You're going it's like as you get going, once you know the pedal hits the metal, after you've done revving your engine, it's like just going 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, right? And through this process you're gaining some kind of maturity because now you're not repressing anymore. You can't have suppression and repression with this kind of energy. I mean, I suppose you can. That's really going to work against you though if you do, because this is like one foot on the gas and one foot on the brakes. But I feel like with this maturity, you're kind of coming to this place of understanding that you need to work through this. You need to let something out. You need to get on top of your thoughts. Um, okay, I'm feeling like I want one more deck. I'm gonna use my rune deck, my little rune deck. Signals. Number 3. Breakthrough. 22. Once again, we have a 4. Fours are the number of stability and structure, creating some kind of stability for yourself. And speaking of yourself, we've got the self. Number 1. That's right. You are number 1. you're getting signals from the universe, from the divine, that are signs, signals that are leading you to some kind of breakthrough, some kind of transformation that brings you back to yourself. So now I'm running out of table space here. I'm afraid my computer is going to fall. All right, so I'm going to read these a different way. So we've got signals. You've been getting signs and signals that you are this card always makes me think of when a ship is out to sea and seeing signs of, seeing the birds flying means that you're getting close to land. You're not stuck anymore. You're coming home, coming back to solid ground. And oops. And once you get this sign, once you understand what the message is, or you get the green light, and that must mean something to you. Like there's something happening where it's like, yes, time to go, and you're like, okay, I'm going, I'm unstoppable. And as you go, there's this laser focus. You're focusing on the details, because what you're doing um requires everything to having all your ducks in a row. You got to make sure that you remember, I guess, do your due diligence and reclaim your power, which is exactly what's happening here. There's so much power here. You're going into the light. You're searching for illumination, and that's where your power lies, because that's what is going to help you move forward. And then we have watch your words, right? So be very mindful about how you speak, because that is going to be mirrored back to you in your life by other people. You get what you give, right? And then surrender to the divine. You're being led in this direction. You are being shown things. You're being given signs and signals along the way. And so there's just, there's going to be times when it seems like you're off track, things aren't working out, you're putting all this intensity into things, but you're not really seeing, you might be seeing the opposite of your intention or what you intend to create or something like this. And it's basically saying, like, just trust, just keep going, doing what you know is right for you, and things will be revealed. You're going to have this breakthrough. You're going to have some kind of new understanding. You're breaking out of something that has felt very confining. And this is an indication of your maturity, your maturing process. There's a flowering, a blossoming within you. And this is that point when you understand that the world is your oyster, that you have what it takes to create something new, to go after a dream. And, we see this face here, which, to me speaks of the divine. The divine is like giving you blueprints because it's like a reward for all that you've learned, for this wisdom that you've gained. And then it brings you into balance. Helps you to it's like you're learning how these blueprints are coming to you through your intuition, and you're finding balance because it's like it's almost like you're getting that piece of the puzzle where something was a mystery and you weren't sure how to build. Once you get those blueprints, you see it very clearly, the steps you need to take to flesh that out. And this brings you an incredible amount of peace. It's also you realizing that taking time to reconnect with your happy place, with that part within you, that peaceful part within, is what helps you to continue to be able to, I don't know, access. It's a part of what helps you build, right? um and repression, there's gonna be, there's a struggle here. um I mean, repression, it can be like repressing, maybe it's repressing the fears that come up. I don't know, I don't like the word repression, because it feels like negating something or ignoring something. And you got to get things out in the open. I'm going to look in the book here because I want to know what this repression is all about. um if I can find it. Where are you? There we go. Part of you is repressing something important, which is affecting the progress of a relationship or project. um where are you? You may be feeling internal impulses to stop thinking and doubting. That is me, the universe, inviting you to turn outwards. Actually, me meaning your soul in this book. That's your soul. Basically telling you to, you don't want to repress something important that is a key part, that is part of the details, part of the small things. um Feeling self-doubt, internal impulses to stop thinking and doubting. Yeah, see, the universe is working with you, understands your struggle with potential feelings of not, I don't know, not being good enough, not having what it takes to go the distance. Um, it involves shadow work because peace and repression land next to each other. I just feel like, this is you working with this part of yourself, um, finding ways to overcome where you've been repressing yourself, or repressing something. So and then that leads to taking action. So then we have the self. That's you suppressing, trying to hide from your thoughts, your doubts, um, trying to it's like recognizing where you have suppressed something that was so important that made you end up feeling like you were bound, tied and bound, and you couldn't move. But if you look at those ropes around this guy, they're very loose. He could shake them off pretty easily. And those clouds above him, it's like it represents the mind. The mind is all cloudy. And so you're going through some kind of transformation, transforming your mind, transforming how you see yourself, how you see the world, transforming how you speak, not suppressing anymore. This is about speaking your truth, living your truth. And and so you go through this kind of you're going to be going through, or maybe you already have, or you're in the process, but you're kind of you're coming to terms with something about yourself that you felt the need to hide. And then as you transform that, you come out guns blazing, basically. You're like, okay, world, here I am. I'm not going to doubt myself anymore. Universe has my back. I've been shown all these signs. It's time to go. It's time to own own my power, be the best version of myself I can be, and also take time to recharge. And it's like you coming back to base camp. You go out exploring, you got to come back, you got to rest, you got to refuel. And this refueling is what brings you that peace and brings you back to yourself. um, it's helping you to feel a sense of freedom, um, freedom to be you because of working through your fears, because of doing that shadow work. It's yeah, it's a really wonderful balance, and it all is going to be happening because of you honoring what you need. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Oh, and I see Linda there. Linda, thank you for joining. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and leave a comment if it resonates.